absolutely astounding, isn't it? I think seeing in one sequence all of the participants and all of their ideas, their businesses, really drills home the potential that we have tapped into in the delivery of this program. It is now my, actually I think that deserves another. All of the participants just did such a fantastic job then. It's always, it reminds me of a wonderful saying from, I think it was Mark Twain. You know, giving a very short presentation like that is incredibly difficult. And I think all of them did an amazing job, outstanding work. It's now my great pleasure to invite the Minister up on stage again to announce the two candidates for the QB3 Rosenman Fellowship, which really was one of the objectives of this program, was to identify the two strongest candidates for the awarding of the fellowship.
Thank you very much, Hamish. I'm just spellbound by what we've just seen. I wish I had millions of dollars. I would respond to every single one of you. I just think they were, eyes, teeth, knees, T-shirts, sleeves, you name it, you've got it. I think these were absolutely inspiring, and I thank you all for your very great passion for your inventions and how they will bring benefits to patients. I have absolutely no doubt about it. Many of you would know that this training is also the precursor to an opportunity offered for the first time in Australia. Two candidates from tonight's graduates will travel to San Francisco to attend a 2-year program with the Rosenman Institute, part of the University of California's Institute of Quantitative Biosciences, or QB3. I met Dr. Reg Kelly during my visit to the US in 2013 at this institute, and I was so inspired by their program of biotech garages, start-up incubators, if you will, that I asked there and then whether an opportunity could be found for participants from New South Wales to join the program. Of course, I was told. So as background, let me describe how this University of California San Francisco program was described to me. The garage is the paradigm for the Silicon Valley startup. Think Apple or HP, Hewlett-Packard. However, real garages are not suitable for biology experiments. Biotech entrepreneurs have a much harder time moving from idea to prototype, which introduces the rate of innovation. To address this challenge, QB3 created 2 incubators that allow startup access to rental laboratory space close to the University of California facility. These incubators are the biotech equivalent of garages, small spaces for entrepreneurs to lay the foundations for companies that may spearhead new industries. Well, on return to Sydney, conversations between Dr. Kelly and Dr. Tony Penner from the Office of Health and Medical Research followed, and I was very pleased to endorse the establishment of this commercialisation training program, culminating in the selection of 2 graduates to join the labs in San Francisco, California, a wonderful part of the world where I spent some 18 months many years ago. The Rosenman Institute brings together innovative researchers with seasoned medical device professionals to increase the success rates of projects being applied in practice. And having seen just some of the exciting work of our graduates this evening, I understand how challenging it must have been to select these 2 candidates. ATP Innovations and the Rosenman Institute had to balance the need to reward hard work and potential with assessing who would benefit most from the Rosenman experience. For all graduates here tonight, I have no doubt that you will go on to achieve great things as a result of the hard work you have invested in, particularly in the last 3 months. I wish you every success. But I'm now thrilled to announce the 2 candidates who will travel to San Francisco for the New South Wales QB3 Rosenman Institute Scholar Program. I hope that you will return in 2 years and be loud. You must return in 2 years. And you'll be loud voices in the chorus of your alumni, helping to develop commercialisation capability in New South Wales so that more patients, families and the community can benefit from your incredible talent that you all share. The 2 winners of the QB3 Rosenman Institute Fellowships are Sheridan Goh and Michael Weaver from the University of Wollongong. They're the sleeve. You say something.
Well, I didn't plan that. Well, thank you very much. Truly has been an outstanding course to be a part of, and I'm so privileged to be up here among my peers. Just thank you so much to the Minister for your vision and your foresight and your investment into this area. I think there's such a scope for growth in this area that it's outstanding vision, so thank you. Thank you to the Office of Health and Medical Research, in particular to Anne O'Neill, who's been in this course assessing us, so that's been fantastic, and to Ben Wright and Peter Spencer for their guidance throughout the course. But really, most of all, thank you to our other participants in the course. It's truly been an outstanding opportunity to learn and grow next to you, and I wish you all the best, and I really look forward to working with you in 2 years. Thank you.
I'm so pleased for the 2 of you to be leading the charge for the whole class of 2014. I think that you will become the lightning rod for other medical device researchers to follow. And I totally endorse the Minister's comments that we will invite you back to this stage, perhaps in 2 years, to share your experiences, Sheridan and Michael, of what you've discovered and what you've perhaps taught our colleagues in the US around the exciting things happening here in New South Wales. To finish off the evening, I'd like to invite Tony Penner and Anne O'Neill up to the stage, just to make some closing remarks and just some observations on the program itself.
Thank you, Hamish. Look, when I was asked to make some closing remarks, I thought, I'd really love to do it, but there's only one person more deserving to do that, and that's Anne. Because in fact, I'm really proud of the work that she's been doing in the office. But this has been an area in commercialisation that has been really something that is almost part of her persona, part of who she is. Her enthusiasm is infectious, and I'm sure that you would have experienced that, especially the participants, and certainly Hamish and Peter and Ben would have realised that we have a wonderful asset in Anne. I thought, who better to give closing remark than Anne, because she's been intimately involved in putting this together. So I'm really pleased to hand it over to Anne.
I think when I first proposed the tender process for the commercialisation training program, there was a little bit of a your what and when, because it was a very rapid fire thing. We wanted to get this program up and running. We didn't want to lose the momentum of the Medical Devices Fund and all the work that we had done around that, and also to meet the Minister's vision. And I don't think they believed me when they actually won the tender, and I said, if you build this, they will come. I know this in my heart of hearts. And they're looking at me like Pollyanna thinking, you're crazy, lady. But I did believe it, because I have listened to you for the last 5 years while I've been in government and working in the policy space. And I know that there was an unmet need for an alternative or non-traditional career path for early to mid-career researchers. And I'm very proud and privileged to have finally realised something that started way back when I was working at the Children's Hospital at Westmead with Tony. If you would indulge me, just for a little bit of an anecdote of mine, is that about halfway through my career at Kids, I got a cold call from a biomedical engineering student. And she said, please don't hang up. I'm looking for work experience, and I want to do work experience in a hospital. I want to make a difference in patients' lives. I don't just want to do something in the lab at the university. Please, please, please help me. So I didn't hang up. And I remember that I just had a conversation with one of our own paediatric orthopaedic surgeons who was having a real problem with a limb lengthening device in a rat model. And it was a real challenge, it just wasn't working. And so when I introduced them and then I just walked away and went off to do my job, she ended up doing work experience with him and then her PhD and then her postdoc, and has actually just got in contact with me again about she's doing a second postdoc at University of New South Wales, and she wants to get into commercialisation, she wants to get into the space that we're in, and I think that coming the full circle for me has just been it's been extraordinary. Also, when I left the Children's Hospital, she was the very first person to send me a note to say, sorry you're leaving, but thank you so much, you changed my life. And so I think that in the policy space or in the research management space, we tend to be in the background, as we should, except right now, and I'm trying my best, is that we walk away knowing, hopefully, that we have supported or helped at least one person. And if that one person then goes on to support and help other people, and then so on and so forth. And I think that's the beauty of the work that we do. So, Minister, I think that probably what you've seen tonight is a game changer. Certainly is for early to mid-career researchers, if not in New South Wales, but I think also in the country, and no one else is doing this. But also what you've done is that you have challenged the people in the Office for Health and Medical Research to rise to the challenge of impossible timeframes and incredible requests, and to do it innovatively, and to try to think about how we as policy people can actually make a difference and to support this sector. So not only have you inspired the next generation of entrepreneurs and innovators, you've also really inspired, I think, the next generation of policy leaders. And I'd like to call to attention to the work of Tina Lopisher, Amy Cohen and Ramona Sengupta, just some of the people that have been involved in the medtech space in our office, of which a lot of the programs that we run would never get off the ground. So, thank you so much. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, everybody that's already been thanked before. But also thank you to you as a sector, because without your input and your insight and you telling us where we've stuffed up, we actually don't learn how to make these things better and make them impactful. So that is it from me. I think, Hamish, if you want to just close it and let everybody get on with it. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Anne. And I would like to echo all the comments there around just how passionate you are at supporting this industry. And it's been a great pleasure to work with you on this project. Before we break for drinks, I'd just like a bit of a show of hands from the audience. How many people in the audience are industry people? How many people are investors? Okay, yep. How many people are university researchers? Fantastic. Because as you saw, each of those 20 presentations, each of them had an ask. Each of them had an ask. How, and it was a call out to all of us here in the audience, how can we help? So we've now got drinks and nibbles up the back. It's your opportunity to speak to each of those wonderful medical researchers. Ask them some questions about how you can keep helping them, how you can be part of their journey as they build businesses, help patients, improve people's outcomes, all of the wonderful things that we've heard from today. Just in closing, I'd just like to thank my team here. Ben, this is the realisation of an amazing amount of hard work that's gone in to make this thing a reality. Peter, who struggled to, yep. Peter, who dragged himself off his deathbed after a painful dose of pancreatitis to come and see through to the end of the program. Thank you, Peter. It's been amazing. Santa as well, who's just done an amazing job at coordinating this program for the last couple of months. It's been a great pleasure. Yep. And finally, I'd just like to thank all of the members of the medical device industry that helped us deliver this program. I was talking to Tony before about just how inspiring it was to see this great willingness to contribute time, experience, knowledge, context, everything to you, the participants, to help share their knowledge and their experience to make your journey a little bit easier. And it was just, it was so pleasing to see just how willing everyone was to both come and give up their time to speak to you all, but also to continue that process and to continue to look for ways that they might be able to help you into the future. So the next step for that is to now look into the audience and see how we could be helpful and continue that journey. And just like to thank you all for coming along tonight. Good night.